today on Nat Chats, I'm going to provide a brief market update on the inner north market in Perth. Now, thanks in no small part to the state and federal government building grants, property transaction activity levels in Perth hit over 1,000 last week, the first time they've done that since 2013. Now, if you watched my episode a few weeks back on the grants, you'll know how I feel about all of those, and I'm not going to rehash that here. But setting aside that inevitable and artificial spike in land sales, it's been several weeks in a row now where we've seen sales transaction activity in established dwellings rise. It was up by 26% 2 weeks ago and a further 7% again on that last week. So activity levels are now well above what they were last month and also the same time last year. Now, in the areas in which I operate, which again is mostly the inner north market, we're definitely seeing an increase in buyer numbers at home opens as well as buyer inquiry rates. We've got about 30% less properties on the market now than what we had at the same time last year. And the indications are that confidence seems to be returning, particularly to the inner north market, and that we might be seeing a recommencement of the market recovery that we began to see at the beginning of this year prior to COVID-19. Now, as I'm saying all of this, I'm aware that we've still got to move through the withdrawal of JobKeeper and JobSeeker and the end of many people's 6-month home loan repayment holidays in September. But those buyers that we're seeing at the moment in these inner markets aren't reliant on those supports. And my gut feel is that their removal come September, if it does have a negative influence, it's going to be more on the outer suburbs and the outer markets, the more affordable end, rather than the established inner markets and more premium suburbs. Look, obviously we don't have a crystal ball and we don't know what's going to happen in the months ahead, and I'm by no means an economic nor market expert. I can only go by the activity level that we're seeing happening locally at the moment. In Perth, we do seem to be in a much better position here in WA than the rest of Australia, and we're very much helped in our local property market by the fact that Perth is currently the most affordable capital city in Australia as well. Now, if you're a trade-up buyer, my personal opinion is that now is the time to make your move. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Remember that if prices start to rise, the gap between where you are now and where you want to be is going to start to grow. And every dollar increase in that gap is an extra dollar that you have to borrow. Now, while interest rates remain very cheap and at record low levels at the moment, that might not seem to be much of a financial burden. But those of us who remember much higher interest rates, in fact as high as 17%, can tell you that the impact of the extra cost of those higher repayments when interest rates start to increase isn't fun. Now, if you've been holding off selling for prices to rise, you need to consider again the consequences of what a rise in value in what you're going to buy is going to have on your affordability, as well as the effects of depreciation on your property, especially if you're in a newer build or have newer renovations. That ongoing depreciation on your home in the next months and years may offset some or all of the gain that you might make in a rising market. As always, if you're looking to buy or sell in the suburbs surrounding or nearby Beaufort Street and wanting specific advice about your situation, I would love to help. Call me on 0405 812 273 or email me at natalie@belcourtproperty.com.au. Have a great day.